I've never been one to sugarcoat my feelings. So I grew up with a whole lot of parent-teacher meetings, and they said I was stubborn and hard-headed. I always felt like I was a coward if I felt something but never said it. And my dad told me not to let bad teachers bother me. Mom said don't sweat it, so I never let it. But I learned then that having a voice means having a choice. And with that choice comes an opportunity of being more than just noise, but standing for something instead. So I stood for something, never thinking a million others would stand with me. And the attacks that come from my neck are plenty, but diamonds don't care about the opinions of pennies. I wanted to be a standout, God send me. I never knew he'd send me into the storm where it's cold and it's windy. I stand in meet and greet lines for hours and shake thousands of hands. I preach to thousands of fans who pack out the stands. I fall asleep on flights and get woken up by flight attendants when I land. Half the time I don't remember where I was the day before. I carry the weight of my followers, so I pray for them more. This is God's symphony, I just play the chords, but the music doesn't always sound pretty to me. I'm running out of cities to see, I'm running out of sermons to preach. I'm running and I'm tired. But I remember getting bullied by teachers who were there for a paycheck and should have retired. And I remember wanting so bad to be inspired. My teachers were people I never admired. I had nobody to look up to except for Billy Graham. So I'd stay up late and watch his crusades on a little TV with the big wires that sat on my parents' nightstand. And it was like everything he said was directed to me. I was only a kid, but his words of love affected me. Fast forward 2 decades later, and I'm blessed to be the next voice for these kids to see. And if I had one wish, I'd wish they wouldn't see the mess of me, but rather the best of me, so they can have someone to speak into their life if nobody else isn't. And that's my mission, and that's the vision. And it's directed to anybody out there who listen. I want to rock this generation and bring change to a culture that tells kids they're here by mistake. They tell students they're going back to the dirt when they leave this place. So for any bully kid out there, you better look me in the face. You are no mistake. You are not average. You are not less than. You are God's creation, and that makes you beautiful. I don't expect your teachers to be truthful. I don't expect their PowerPoints to be useful, because there is no power in their points. There is no life in their joints. So take it from someone who doesn't teach but does. Take it from someone who found a way to rise above. Take it from someone who doesn't talk about current affairs but is currently an affair. You are rare, you matter, and you have the ability to be great. Teachers and textbooks don't determine your fate. God does, and he sees you. Teachers who hurt you are just people who bleed too. Don't grow up to be bitter like them. Somebody else needs you. You can be change and you can start a movement. It starts with love. You just have to choose it.